Now, this is a video I really tried to avoid making, but the wheels on the bus are going. The train has left the station, and those rumors about OBJ have life. So we might as well discuss it and see if the real possibility of him joining the Kansas City Chiefs is legit. But before we get into that, please be sure to subscribe to the channel and like this video, as I'm going to keep you up to date on anything Kansas City Chief related that you do not want to miss out on. And without further ado, let's have some fun. So the reason I started this video off saying this was really not a video I wanted to make because of two reasons. One, it contradicts everything I have said on potential free agents and on potential trades, on where I don't believe the Kansas City Chiefs will be that active. And now I'm going to be here preaching on why they should go after Odell Beckham Jr. And reason number two is because I was heavily, and I mean heavily, heartbroken last year. If you guys would have paid attention to me and the Odell Beckham trade room, well, actually when he was released from Cleveland, and then he got to do his basically tour and go to every team and basically see where he wanted to go. And then Kansas City wasn't in the running, they were in the running, they were out of the running, and then they were the final two between the Rams and Chiefs. And I'm like, oh my God, please, let's make a dream come reality. And then we were all heartbroken. Actually, I don't even think it was the Rams at the end. I really think it was the Chiefs and Packers, and the Rams came out of nowhere. And we're like, here we go. LA's making a super team again. And I don't want to do it again, but I got to, and we got to talk about it because it looks like there is life on this story once again. So we come to the point where Odell Beckham rumors are stirring like crazy, but not much, but Chiefs Kingdom, of course, is clamoring on the potential of signing him. But as for rumor-wise, it's been potentially reported to Green Bay, back to LA, the Bills, you name those top-tier teams, he was rumored to go there. But as of a national light, it wasn't the Kansas City Chiefs until today. And I think what really brought it to life was the first thing you heard this morning was Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce on their new podcast, which if you guys haven't checked it out, it's probably the best podcast you will ever see. That Jason Kelce brought to Travis's, not attention, but of course to all of our attention. And the question that needed to be asked was, hey, so money was moved around. Your contract. Is OBJ coming to Kansas City? Now, he didn't say he was, but he didn't say he was either. He basically said he would be happy to have him on the team, and if that's the reason they moved the money, he is all for it. So you already know Travis Kelce is already on that bandwagon, maybe even campaigning a little bit to get OBJ to the Kansas City Chiefs, which got Chiefs Kingdom crazy. And then you have a couple reports coming out, which I will post on the screen too, saying Kansas City is heavily and strongly considering going after OBJ again. And then that's when I'm like, why? Why are we doing this to me again? And it's not why are we going after him, because I do want him on the team. But I don't want to go through this whole dilemma going down this trail again, and then Kansas City being a close front runner, and then he re-signs with the Rams, or worse, he signs with the Bills. Because Von Miller even mentioned on his podcast too, hey, it's all but done. He's coming to Buffalo. Y'all need to stop because he ain't going anywhere else. He said his campaign pitch worked. He's bringing the boy from LA to Buffalo with him. So what to make of that? I don't. I just think it's basically Von Miller talking that talk, which, hey, he can. Anyone can. Travis did too as well. But as for the Kansas City side of things, it's just like, I'm not ready to do it again, but we'll do it. We'll have fun with it. And what kind of impact he will be to this team. And again, if you have watched this channel, you are about to see me contradict myself like crazy, because I preach how much I love the wide receivers on this team. And I do, heavily. And I also preach that Andy Reid's system isn't easy to learn, and when is the last time someone has stepped in right away and produced? I said, what, T.O.? And I'm standing by that. I don't think no one has done it since T.O. And I'm going to contradict myself saying maybe OBJ can come in and do what he does best right away. But I'm not going to go too crazy on that, because I don't believe he would come in and learn the system and basically be 100 yards a game and ball out. But what I do believe, though, is if you play him right away, not right away, of course, when he recovers from his injury, which also will take time because this is the second injury on that knee too. So you kind of have to basically casually get him into the system and see what he can bring. But the difference between OBJ and, let's say, I don't know, any other receiver that you bring into the system is he will draw targets. He will draw a defense's attention, which also means someone will be open, whether it be MVS, whether it draws attention off of Juju, maybe Sky Moore gets looks, but someone is going to have to focus on OBJ. As a fan's perspective, you guys are looking at it like, why would anyone care? He is hurt. He has blown both knees. He is washed up. He can't do anything. That's a fan talking. But if you look in the NFL leagues, he is well due respected, and he is definitely a threat no matter how many injuries he has, and they would not take the chances of getting burned by him and being shown out and being like, uh-oh, he is still a problem in this league. And if he does prove he's a problem in this league, you just basically try to gently get him in the system. You want to do it faster than usual, but not too fast because you don't want to get him injured. It would be a very tricky situation, honestly, because you would basically be dealing with half a year or less than half a year. You'd be dealing with the end of November, early December into a playoff push. So would that be instant numbers? I don't know. I would say highly unlikely. But can he result in a couple catches? He might, yeah. And if he does look good, you feed him the ball. I think his best thing would be, too, is if you feed him the ball and get him like 2-3 catches a game, and then he just gels and he feels himself and he feels good, you might have a really good secret weapon there. And Odell Beckham being a secret weapon that no one would expect would be crazy. But I think it benefits more of the guys like a Juju, like an MVS, and like a Sky Moore I mentioned. Even McCole, if you want to look at it, because he will draw the attention, which means Juju's catches will go up, which means maybe even Travis Kelce might have a double come off of him. You guys might really think I'm crazy that Odell will draw that attention, but I believe he still has that respect in the league, and if he has a couple good plays, he will garner that attention and he will go crazy. Now, the likelihood of this happening, I really don't know, and I really don't want to get way too caught up because last year I did. I booked him being a Kansas City Chief. I was about to buy his jersey. I was about to create my own custom jersey for him. That's how excited I was for him. He is a generational talent, a once-in-a-lifetime receiver. Even after injuries too, I think he can still pose a threat, and to have him on your team would be huge. That's why I don't want to get so invested again and be hurt again, because that's what it would be. And that's why I didn't really want to contradict myself. But when you go for someone, and it's going to sound weird. Man, I got something in my eye. Bad timing. But like I mentioned, when I mentioned like a DJ Moore or even a Chase Claypool, I think it's going to take time for those guys just because, one, they're age 2, and you got the time to develop them. Because when you trade for a guy like that, you're trading basically, hey, they're going to be on this team in the future because they're young. You basically have their rights and you can extend them. With DJ Moore, you already have that contract. Odell Beckham, would be working on a 1-year deal, proving to be on another year and proving that he is still worth his value and he will be fighting for a Super Bowl ring. That means that you'll have to ramp up the speed with him and he would have to hit the field soon because you got to see, is he worth it next year? Is he worth it this year too to say, hey, let's get the production and let's see what he does? I truly believe he is. I believe if he is 100% healthy coming Thanksgiving and into December, he would be a good weapon for Mahomes. And I really believe the aspect I'm looking at is he makes Juju better. He makes Travis better. He makes the whole receiving core better, which I don't know for the likes of a DJ Moore or a Chase Claypool, as crazy as that sounds. I would love him on the team and I would welcome him, but at the end of the day, I think they would be pushed in kind of like a Sky Moore, like, hey, take your time to learn it. Let's get through it. Let's go. And then once you have a full season under your belt going in the playoffs, maybe playoff times is when we ramp you in, and then go into the offseason. I've seen this so many times. But the reason I feel it would be different was Odell's because you literally only have 1 year to work with them and hope for more. And I believe you could get the best of his potential there. But with that, Chiefs Kingdom, I'm going to wrap it up because those were my initial thoughts, and like I mentioned, it wasn't a video I wanted to do, but I had some thoughts to talk about on it, and I thought I should discuss it with you guys. But to discuss it, y'all jump in the comments down below. Let me know how you're feeling about OBJ coming to Kansas City and the possibilities. Do you like it? Do you not? Should it happen? Shouldn't it? Let's have fun. Let's discuss. Please do subscribe to the channel and give me that big thumbs up and like this video. With that, y'all take care. Peace.